So we'll now talk a little bit about our for-purpose leadership development program called SILA, Social Impact Leadership Australia. As we were thinking about our current strategy, we're in the planning stages, I travelled to the United States with a close colleague of mine to, among other things, think about developing an initiative to support capacity building in the for-purpose sector. And as we set off on that journey, we had in our minds that we might go for a simple option and create a number of scholarships to one of the Harvard or Stanford not-for-profit courses. And that was, as I say, the starting point. I thought quite a good one. But we then got to the United States and spent some time with a number of remarkable philanthropic foundations that were engaged in supporting the development of capacity in the sector by the creation of bespoke courses or the offering of money and time, particularly sabbaticals, to not-for-profit CEOs. So with the benefit of a series of discussions, we came back to Australia and engaged a delivery partner, the Centre for Social Impact at the University of New South Wales, to build with us a program to serve the for-purpose sector. Kirsty, did you want to say a couple of things about the key elements of that program?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Leonard. The key elements of the program are a series of 3-day retreats for not-for-profit CEOs over a period of about 9 months, with a really carefully constructed curriculum which looks at 3 elements of leadership. So leadership of self, leadership of the organisation, and leadership of the sector, and the cohorts will engage in those things across those 3 retreats. A sabbatical for the CEO, which is 3 months away from the organisation and phones off, no contact sabbatical. Something that is a tailored sabbatical, but there's not a strict requirement that they must go and do a course or go and do this strategic piece of work for the organisation. That's not what it's about. It's about refreshment and repose. And we know that CEOs, we know this is already happening, are really thinking deeply about how they lead and their organisations. The third part is support for the organisation. So diagnostics and coaching for the organisation, and support for a step-up leader to step into the role while the CEO is on sabbatical. And that support starts from the beginning of the program. So they're really 3 very important elements.
Thanks, Kirsty. And to step back from those elements, there's a commitment to this program by the Myer Foundation and Sydney Myer Fund, and 2 of our funding partners, the Paul Ramsay Foundation and the Vincent Fairfax Family Foundation. And between us, we've committed to this program for not less than 5 years at a cost of not less than about $9.5 million. And in each of those 5 years, 24 for-purpose CEOs will be selected to participate in the program. Because Australia is a big place, not unlike Canada, we've divided the country up geographically such that participation across the country, 24 times 5, will be the end result of the program. Something that we were very particularly concerned to explore in relation to the development of this program is perhaps to explore and create is a culture of permission within the for-purpose sector. That meaning appetite within the sector acceptance within the sector that for-purpose personnel deserve, need, must have this kind of development and support. So my earlier career was in the for-profit sector, and we thought nothing about spending tens of thousands of dollars on a CEO's or their direct reports development. In this country, there is real reluctance to spend money like that, generally on the basis of the view that, well, surely we could put that money into programs. We could serve our stakeholders better. Well, the view that we take is that that is a misguided bias, and that the sector, the for-purpose sector, would be much better served by refreshed, appropriately trained and nurtured employees. And there is a dearth of that approach and programs that might lend to that result in this country. And we hope that this program will, it's not intended to cover the field. We hope to see many, many more programs like this.
And the culture of permission, Leonard, we want to extend to funders as well, who see this sort of investment in organisations as entirely legitimate and necessary as well.
Exactly. Permission to fund and permission to receive. Funder, fundee. Yeah, a great point. Thanks, Kirsty.